Hello, Pisces. Welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot. I'm so happy to have you joining me here today. We are going to dive right into your reading. I do like to start my readings by saying thank you to those of you who have been watching my videos, who like, who share, who comment, who have subscribed. I really deeply appreciate your support on the channel. We did cross the threshold of 7,300, but we're so close that it could go back. You know, it happens. But I'm happy to be across it. I don't know. That was kind of a thing I was actually excited about. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for your support. I deeply appreciate all of you. And welcome to all of my new viewers. We are so happy to have you here. If you do find a reading that resonates, I hope that you will like, comment, subscribe. We'd love to have you on this journey. All right, let's dive into your reading, guys. Let's keep in mind that these are general readings, so take what resonates and leave the rest. For Pisces, please, Spirit, what do you have for Pisces, please, Spirit? For Pisces. For Pisces. I definitely saw a card flip. Sometimes there it is. All right. You guys are getting perception. Definitely a very similar energy to the Hangman. And right after that, you're getting the Goblin, which is the wounded human ego. So this feels like a question. It feels like and this can be you, or it can be your person or someone around you, right? But it's asking us to look at the ways in which our wounded human ego affects the way that we see things. And, you know, I'm really struck by, if you see this perception card right next to this focus card, see how this is like zoomed in and almost more focused on the ground than the trees or than the larger scape, right? And this feels kind of more zoomed out, and we're able to see sky. We're able to see something other than this, what's just in front of us, right? Well, a lot of really amazing teachers like Carolyn Miss and just a lot of really amazing teachers that I have studied often talk about, you know, being able to look from a higher level perspective and what that actually like really is and what that feels like. And it is seeing a bigger picture. It's really easy. The human part of us that's really in this experience of the 3D, it's easy for us to be really taken by what's in front of our face, right? Of what we're seeing, what we're experiencing, how it's making us feel, how we're feeling our body kind of react to it. All of those things. And the wounded human ego plays a giant role in that experience, because it is like the loudest voice in the room. It is the thing that most reminds us, you've been hurt. You don't want to be hurt. You want to be smarter. You want to be stronger. You want to be more powerful. You want to be this. You want to get the last word. You want to say the smart thing. You don't want to walk away from this regret. You don't want to be the victim here. You don't want to be taken advantage of. You know, the ego is just pouring all of this, you know, fear-based kind of energy, reactionary energy into us. And you know, I know I personally have been working on my wounded human ego for years and years and years. And still, especially when certain hot button things are involved, still my human ego you know, puts up the red alert. I even sometimes feel heat in my face. I'll feel, I will actually, I am living in much greater awareness than I used to. So I will actually feel myself physically begin to respond. And I now have the capacity to sort of catch it and sort of say, ooh, choose your response right here. Do not react out of anger. Do not react out of, you know, I run through all of the things that maybe I've done in the past that I've regretted, or that I've experienced that haven't worked out so well for me, or have worked out for me, but in the form of a difficult lesson, you know, that involves suffering, you know. And so I pull back and I pull back and I pull back, and I take that breath and I give myself that chance to see the bigger picture, to come in contact with all my teachings, with all my learnings, with everything that I know, with all my faculties, with my highest and best self, right? And that involves us pulling ourselves out of the situation, giving ourselves a chance to calm down, giving ourselves a chance to pause and to reflect, and to ask ourselves, why am I feeling this way? Why am I having this reaction? What is this telling me? How can I gain something from this experience? And when you're just reacting, it takes time. You have to make a mistake in the moment and then pause and reflect and then learn. So wouldn't we rather just avoid making the mistake and just pause, reflect, and learn first? You know what I mean? Without having to suffer, without having to feel badly about ourselves and go through the guilt, shame, regret cycle, those lower vibrational energies. So there is something here where it's like, I almost feel that there is a conscious choice, just like the one that I'm describing to you, that you have been making, or that you've been working on or working towards, to not react from a wounded human ego in a certain situation. And it is helping you focus on the path ahead of you instead of the path behind you. A path that opens into more opportunity and opens into kind of more space to breathe, is how I feel when I look at this card. Also, if you notice, there isn't any sunshine really to say. There's a little muted sunshine here and a little muted sunshine here. But here we see the bright sunshine shining through. And sunshine denotes clarity and happiness and healing. And so its presence here is saying, hey, you've been walking this path. You've come a long way. And so there is this, but there is this like, let's be mindfully aware. Let's continue on that path, or let's stay very focused on that path, or let's stay in this energy of mindful awareness. There is something really abundant. The cow is here. And this is talking about, you know, some form of abundance, some form of something really good. For some reason I'm getting, it may have been slow coming, but this is something that nourishes your soul. This is the energy of asking for something and receiving it. And it is the energy of abundance. With this focus card, this is about taking that moment to pause and reflect and to look at, this is sort of that self-sabotaging behavior. And this energy is where, instead of kind of sabotaging, we are pulling our focus inward, and we're not being so reactionary to what's in front of us or what's around us or what we're actually seeing or this material world. We're sort of staying really focused and really high vibrational and looking at the bigger picture, and not allowing ourselves to be sucked into how something may seem or how it may look or how we're reacting to it so much. Guys, I just can't help it. I'm seeing this 33 and this 42. That's 2 6s when you add them up. And it feels, I mean, you're coming into some kind of, you're coming into a vibrational alignment with, wow, I'm saying you're coming into vibrational alignment, and I'm searching for the word, and I pick up the card Destiny. on the floor. So something that is really meant for you, something that is super high vibration. Do you see, even on this card, this person is like standing on top of this mountain almost. There's nothing but air to breathe. There's nothing but space and freedom. And this super high vibrational experience, you can feel it. All right, all right. I don't know if this is you or if this is your person or if this is a bit of a mirrored energy here. But you may have really worked on this energy a bit of kind of being reactionary or listening to your human ego, or that wounded space in your ego even, or the wounded human part of you. And you may be coming into this sense of abundance, but sometimes when we are here, this can be, that energy can be super threatening to other people, but it can also be for someone who's ready to grow, for someone who is interested in becoming higher vibrational themselves. They're looking for these kind of characteristics in other people to figure out how to emulate them, to figure out how to also become them. And so you may have pulled in somebody who is on a similar trajectory to you. They may not have quite been a total vibrational match for you at the time that you met them, but there is this energy of, it's almost like someone may have I don't want to overcomplicate this or overstate this, but you don't know where you're at necessarily on the vibrational scale until you meet someone or you have an experience that is somewhere else on the scale to sort of put it in perspective where you are on the scale. And so it's kind of like, I feel like this person kind of has been going through life, or at least recently, where they sort of think that they're pretty high on the vibrational scale, but meeting you has sort of put it in perspective for them that they actually still had work to do, or that they actually weren't maybe exactly where they thought they were, because you're reflecting back to them. I almost feel a bit of it's either a little bit of a people pleasery kind of energy, like I'm not totally the captain of my own ship, I still care a lot what other people think, or it's I sometimes rely on gestures or gifts or something, like when you think about the virtues, right? It's like I sometimes, act out the virtues, or like to kind of prove to myself how virtuous I am. But there's something, when you are being very virtuous, I'm not trying to prove anything to anyone. This is just simply who I am. I have a strong moral character. I have a strong pillar of consciousness. And because of that, I am virtuous. Do you see what I'm saying? That virtuosity is an offshoot of what I am at my core. It isn't an act that I'm trying to do, or I'm not sitting here thinking, how can I be more virtuous? I just am virtuous by the nature of my own integrity with my sense of right and wrong. So there's something here where this person is almost recognizing their own inauthenticity, like where they're almost like falling short in their own alignment with themselves, or where it doesn't feel huge. It doesn't feel like a big gaping thing. It feels like a slight, oh, and it's like they've never met anyone like you, or they've never experienced anything like that. So it's like they didn't know there was that sort of next level, or they never, you know, I feel like they would have gotten there eventually with the path that they were on, but you know, there is sort of this like, you know, you have become a catalyst in their growth, in their spiritual growth, it feels like. I feel like this person didn't necessarily realize how many wounds they were actually carrying. How do I even want to say this? You know, healing is not linear. I feel like I say that all the time, but it is so true. And sometimes because it doesn't hurt the way that it used to, we think, oh, wow, I've healed. That wound isn't affecting me anymore. But then when you're confronted with something that, like, for example, if you had your heart broken and then you meet someone who you are falling in love with, and it's asking you to be vulnerable, the situation, the circumstances, the experience is asking you to be vulnerable again with your emotions. And you haven't really exercised that muscle since the last time you were brokenhearted. You can discover that, wow, it is really hard for you to trust. Wow, it's really hard for you to be vulnerable. Wow, you know, if there is kind of a way out or a way to sort of avoid it, maybe I'm going to take that path. Maybe I'm going to, you know, I don't want to say chicken out, because I don't feel that there's a lack of courage here. I just feel like there's a, you know, that's still a little sore. You know, it's like when you sprain your ankle and you come off the crutches. You might still limp a little bit. You might still favor that leg a little bit. It's like that. But it is this opportunity for this person to go yet another level into their healing process and dig a little deeper and heal a little bit more. You know, those areas of pain or discomfort, it's just like yoga. It is just like yoga. When you are, you know, sometimes, you know, you'll go into a pose and you're fine. It doesn't bother you one bit. And then one day you go into it and you're like, man, I'm feeling discomfort right there. Or you're really engrossed in it and deeply experiencing it, and you're kind of going deep into the pose and you find your edge, and there's just this experience of, oh wow, I feel that. And you know, the wounded reaction, right, is to pull up out of it, like, is to not experience the discomfort. But the healthy, wise, aware will lean into the discomfort, not deepen the pose and make it hurt more, but will move into the space of asking the questions of, wow, why is this, why am I experiencing this discomfort? What is this discomfort telling me? What is this discomfort teaching me? What can I learn from this? How can I grow? Is this discomfort a sign that tomorrow when I come into this pose, I'll be able to do it with greater ease? You know, we sit with the discomfort. We don't avoid it. We don't run from it. We sit with it and we ask what we can learn from it. We don't intentionally bring it on, right? And we don't intentionally make it worse, right? But we sit with it. We don't judge it, and we don't try to escape or avoid it. And so I feel it's almost been, you know, this relationship or this experience of meeting you, of coming into some kind of connection with you, has been sort of this opportunity, maybe even for both of you to a certain extent, to feel these feelings and sort of move through them. I feel an energy of gentleness around it, though. I don't feel like there's been a lot of pressure or a lot of serious drama or a lot of, you know, pain and suffering around it. I just feel like it's been this process of deepening our level of, you know, kind of coming into this connection. It's like, oh wow, I'm feeling something there. Maybe I withdraw a little bit, or it's not even withdraw a little bit. It's like maybe that brings my awareness to the fact that, man, I still have some pain, or I still have some unhealed wound there. Let me fix that. Let me work on that. Let me look at that. Let me sit with that. And then there's this, oh, okay, that doesn't hurt anymore. All right. Let's go deeper. You know what I mean? And okay, let's go deeper. And just a process of that energy, which has led to a much higher level perspective, or an opportunity for an experience that is much more open and much more fulfilling and much more satisfying. It feels as though someone has been holding back, and I think they've been holding back. I think for one thing, I think they realized, or when you touch on a place where you're still wounded, you're like, oh man, you know, not only does that hurt me, but that is the potential also for me to hurt someone else, and they don't want to hurt you. And I think they also, I actually feel like they didn't really want to be exposed. Like they didn't really want you to know or to see that they still kind of had this energy, or that they weren't as far along maybe as you were, or they weren't totally vibrationally exactly where you were at. They were just on the path of it. And so I do think that they held back, but then there's this kind of regret of like, maybe I should have just been clear. Like maybe I should have just said what was happening or what I was experiencing along the way, rather than sort of keeping it to myself and, you know, sort of letting Pisces wonder. And maybe you weren't even wondering. Maybe it was just fine. You were just going along with things. But now it's like, I feel we've come to some kind of crossroads where there's some kind of decision to make. And it's like, it may not totally make sense unless I reveal all of this. Or like, I don't want you to think that I didn't think you were worthy of making this decision in the first place. You were the whole time. It's just that I wasn't there. I wasn't ready. Or I thought I was really ready. You know what I mean? And like, maybe I acted like I was really ready, but what was happening internally was a little bit different than what I was showing you. Something like that, where I feel like this person, it feels like they're coming to this place where it's like, I have to reveal this, or I have to say something, or I can't hold back anymore. I need to open up completely to this destiny. Let me see. For Pisces, please, Spirit, for Pisces. Yeah. On the bottom of the deck, you have soon you will have the answers you seek. You have a mission, a soul purpose. Remember that. The divine always has your back. It's always there, guiding, supporting, and whispering. Keep going. The results you seek are coming soon. You know, Pisces, I'm telling this story from the perspective of two different people coming into union. But there is always the chance that this is what I feel is the feminine side and the masculine side coming, you know, getting on the same vibrational frequency within you. Like this could be an experience that you're having just with yourself at this time. As we align to a greater degree within us, we align with to a greater degree outside of us with what we, you know, kind of match with, right? And so that work that we're doing inside to kind of fine tune ourselves, or to kind of work through the remnants of some kind of healing, it changes what's happening. So when we come to a greater degree of acceptance and health and well-being within ourselves, and we face those parts of ourselves that have been kind of holding us back, we come into alignment with people who are like that, circumstances, situations, and experiences that are also in alignment with that. And so that's definitely what's happening. I do feel the energy though of like a soulmate, a person, definitely coming in. For some of you, this unfinished business is, you know, someone coming back around. But for others of you, this is someone that you're in some kind of something with here. And it's not over, you know, it's not, I feel that you haven't even, I don't want to say scratch the surface, but I mean, maybe you are scratching the surface, but there's so much more that can come from the situation. Let's dive into the tarot. For Pisces, please, Spirit. For Pisces, what can you tell us for Pisces? Yeah. Right. So you have the Strength card with the Fool card, with the Knight of Pentacles. This is just beautiful. So the Strength card is that energy where we are overcoming our lower vibrational tendencies, where we are confronting that shadow side, where we are confronting that wounded human ego, where we're giving ourselves the opportunity to kind of tame the beast, to release things that are ready to be released, and to kind of make space for a new experience. And with the Fool card here, the Fool card is talking about how we're not carrying these past hurts, these past pains, these past burdens. We're free and clear to just follow our gut instinct toward what we are being called toward, you know, and this may be, you know, a particular relationship where we have been sort of working through our own, you know, our own wounding, our own healing, you know, the lens that we were looking through that caused us to maybe be a bit reactionary and maybe self-sabotage things in the past, or self-sabotage ourselves, or whatever the case may be. And we have finally come to a place where we are free to see what's happening here. Remember the energy I was saying about how it's like going into a yoga pose and getting to the edge and feeling the discomfort, or feeling just, I don't even want to call it discomfort. I don't judge what I'm feeling. It's just that I am feeling something. And I ask, what can I learn from the something that I'm feeling? And that's it. I don't judge it. I don't say it's bad or it's good or it's pain or it's this or it's that. It's just something. I'm feeling something. And it's letting me know there's a limitation there. There's something there, you know? And how, you know, that this may be how this has happened in this relationship. Like, we connected, we hit it off, we were talking, the talking sort of got serious. Maybe I started to feel feelings. Maybe it was the first time I felt feelings since I had been heartbroken, and it sort of maybe like triggered something in me, or I don't even want to say triggered something in me, but made me aware that I was feeling something. And there was a little bit of, maybe I need to look at that real quick kind of energy. So it may have gone stagnant, or it may have, the person may have actually retreated just a little bit, or, you know what I'm saying, to sort of be curious about what they were feeling or what they were experiencing, and come to a place of acceptance with it, and get to a place where they weren't feeling that anymore. And then we moved into a deeper, maybe they found the courage to ask you on a date, or, you know, some kind of deepening of a level there. And they came back and they did that. And then it was like they got to the point where they started being aware that they were feeling something again. And then they were like, uh-oh, I better get curious about this feeling. You see what I'm saying? Well, with the Knight of Pentacles energy, that's exactly what that feels like. It's like we have been constantly taking a strong and steady step in the right direction that has meaning, and that, you know, is, I'm taking the step with intention. And, you know, that energy moves very slowly. You know, when we're stepping with intention, like if I were to trek through some snow, right? And I said to you, follow me and put your feet exactly where my feet went. It would take you a lot longer to cover the same amount of space, because you would be having to be focused on putting your foot in exactly where I had put my foot, right? I only want to leave one track in the snow. So put your feet where my feet are. That's going to take you a lot longer. And, you know, I'm 6 feet tall. So if you're a small person, you know, you're going to have to figure out, how do I make my stride, you know, the same as a 6 foot tall person? You know what I mean? And so there's just this energy of, when I'm stepping with intention, when I'm working with intention, when I am intentionally telling myself, hey, I don't want to mess this up. Hey, I want this experience to last. I want to be careful with this. I want to, I'm aware that I want to, you know, be intentional and be aware and be mindful of what I'm doing, because I want this to work out. It's going to be much slower. It's going to be much more like a Knight of Pentacles energy. And that's how I'm feeling. And it's that mindful awareness. That's why I'm saying this is somebody who definitely wants to heal. They want to grow. I have a lot of clients that come to me and they're like, I did all of this to help them heal. I was so patient. I was so kind. I was so loving. You know, and I listened to them with non-judgment, and I did all these things, and that's amazing. But not everyone wants to heal. Not everyone wants to grow. Not everyone is looking for that. You know, it probably made them feel amazing and incredible, and it's a beautiful gift to offer someone, and it's beautiful that you're capable of that, right? And that says a lot about you, and it says a lot about what you're capable of if you're given the right circumstance or the right person. And maybe this is an exercise for you to realize the value of it, right? But in order to experience what I'm talking about here, you've got to be with somebody who is wanting to heal, wanting to grow, and probably has already been on that path a bit themselves. And they want to be their highest and best self. And they are, I feel like, even learning from you. You know, they may be putting their feet in your same footprints. You know, they may be asking you questions like, well, why did you just walk away from that situation with that person? You know, why didn't you say like this, or this? And then you explain to them, because I don't need that kind of validation, because I know that like having a conversation with someone who's not really willing to hear you, who's just listening so they can argue back, isn't going to be productive. It's going to be a complete waste of my time and my energy. And, you know, my peace is worth too much for me to open up that can of worms. So I walked away. And then they go, oh, okay, I don't need everyone to like me. I don't need everyone to approve me. That's part of the answer of this equation. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, the result of this moving very slowly, it has given someone the opportunity to overcome these lower vibrational tendencies that they had. And it feels like this is switching now very clearly from an energy of sort of taking my time and sort of going within and focusing on these feelings that I'm feeling inside myself, to being ready to really take a leap of faith and to leave all of those wounds and that past experience behind and really dive into this connection the way that maybe I've wanted to all along, but just wasn't ready to. All right. Let's see what Morgan Greer has to say. Wow. 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 This is exactly what I just said. This person recognized your worth and your value. And because of that, they were very mindful and intentional with their actions, with their steps. They went as slowly as they needed to go, but they were intentional. They were seeking truth. They were seeking stability. They have every intention of crossing the finish line. The Knight of Pentacles is the only knight in the deck that crosses the finish line. I mean, and if you just look at the, what am I trying to say? The recurring cards. That's not what I'm trying to say, but it is. That's just complicated. You see how specific and how intense this message is. It's like, I always feel like Spirit is really trying to tell you something. So you have this energy of clarity here with the Ace of Swords. I do think someone's coming in to have a conversation with you and to clear something up. I got that energy here where they feel like they may have sent some confusing messages, or there may be some confusion about how interested they were or how committed they were, or how this person is super committed to this. This person sees your value, they see your worth, and because of that, they have moved with intention. But something is about to become very clear to you, and I'm that message is being confirmed two ways: the presence of the Ace of Swords, right, and the presence of two Knight of Pentacles and two Full cards. This is like confirmation on confirmation. So if this is your message, if this is resonating with you, it's like, I feel very much that Spirit is saying, hey, listen, don't focus on the confusion. Don't get swept up in that. You know, or even swept up in how slowly something is going. If someone was really interested, they would come rushing in, or it would be like this, or it would be like that. Hey, everything takes its own course in its own time. This is like, it is just telling you that, like, you know, in a lot of ways, especially with the presence of the Knight of Pentacles, and honestly, the Fool card, because, yeah, I mean, just, wow. I mean, it's just such beautiful energy. I don't even know. I just feel like my words are, like, falling short. But it's like, there's something really amazing available here that wouldn't have been available had it gone any other way. That you can have total peace of mind with this, because with the Fool card, this is the 0. This is this person all in, all ready to experience this. They have nothing holding them back. They are, everything within them is telling them this is the thing to move on. This is the thing to move toward. In fact, they have to. They feel compelled to. So this isn't a situation where you're going to get in there and have somebody go, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I didn't really know what I wanted, or, you know, like, oh, I'm just confused, or no, this person is clear of conscience, clear of heart, clear of mind, clear of spirit. Yes, this is what I am doing. I'm doing this with intention. With the Knight of Pentacles, this person, and the Ace of Swords, this person intends on having success. They intend on, everything they have done with the intention of crossing the finish line, of being successful. They have been looking at a long-term goal for some time. And with the Knight of Pentacles, it's also true that they are looking at each step in front of them, not the whole staircase. But they made the decision to take that approach, or make that strategy their strategy, because they want to reach the top of the staircase. There's going to be a conversation about this. This person is bringing clarity to the situation, that they're all in, that they're feeling it, they're ready for it, they're free of their past, they're free of anything that might have held them back or might have sabotaged the connection. They feel sure they're ready to have success and victory in this situation. Yeah, they're offering something here. Oh, I meant to say, you see the white rose in the Ace of Swords and the white rose with the Fool card? The white rose comes from the Death card, right? So this is saying, like, this person has transformed. They you know, and even the palm, like I always associate those palms with, you know, Easter Sunday or palm, you know what I'm talking about, the holy days. And where there was this rising up out of the ashes, and then with the red rose, and I don't know what this is, what kind of bough that is, but it's something that's clearly flowering. I want to say like olive, like an olive branch. I have like this little olive tree in my yard that smells freaking amazing, but I don't think it's a real olive tree. A tea olive tree, I want to say it is. It sort of reminds me of that. But anyway, they see abundance, and they have transformed in order to be able to rise up, to be capable of the opportunity here. The death card is now coming here. And so this person has transformed. Yes, they may have given you the impression that they were going back and forth, or that they weren't sure. This is just that energy of becoming aware that they're feeling something that they need to look at. And so they may have pulled back at different times, but with that, the infinity around those two pentacles, they never left the situation. They were always in the situation. They just, when they felt off balance, they waited to get balance before they took another step. And through that process, that was a process of transformation. It wasn't a process of, you know, do I want this or do I not want this? I don't think that's ever been in question, especially not with that infinity symbol just screaming my name right here. It's like, no, pay attention to this. They were always in it. It's just that I think going through this process made them feel a bit unsteady, a bit unstable at times. But now when they're offering this, they're offering you this with absolute clarity and surety. Wow. Oh my God. Okay, so I was like, why isn't anything coming out? I'm just asking to clarify the Two of Pentacles. Like, why isn't anything coming out? But like, whoa. Wow. I mean, seriously, wow. Even when I was talking to you about you with you, how this could be a reading just for you with you, your masculine side and your feminine side, and then to have the Chariot come out right here. When we go through periods of transformation, it is almost always uncomfortable. It is almost always unsettling. It almost always makes us feel imbalanced. Like, especially like if you're having some type of spiritual awakening, you hear all the time people will talk about how I didn't know if I was going crazy. I didn't know if, you know, because until you get used to that new space that you're occupying, it feels abnormal. You know, it's different than the way you used to be. So there's this feeling of like, oh man, something's different, something's changed, something is not right, you know, and then you grow into it, and then you become comfortable with it. And that sort of gives me that impression with the Two of Pentacles and the Chariot of growing into this new energy of being very balanced, having the feminine and the masculine sides in total balance, of being able to be receptive, but to also take action, and to know when to use both, and to use both with equality. You guys, the words. And when I'm searching for a word, instead of finding the simple word, I'm finding the complicated word. So there's something here about communication, and somebody may be overcomplicating something, or you know what I'm saying? They may have even be judging themselves about what they're going to say, and then thinking, wow, that just sounds crazy, or that just sounds too complicated, or it sounds too like I'm sounding too cerebral, or something like that. Anyway, this transformative process has enabled this person to come out of this energy of feeling really unsettled and really unbalanced, and trying to find that balance, and trying to center and ground and be okay with how they're feeling and what's happening. It's brought them into a place where now they're feeling completely balanced and they're feeling very confident and very in charge. And this is the energy they're coming at you with, of like, wow. And I even feel, see the white rose? I even feel this energy of, it's very directed at you, as in you helped me to feel more whole, more comfortable, not with you, but with myself, having known you. It's like I learned something from you that was the key to me being able to harness my own energy and be able to like be in this space of confidence and be in this space where, yeah, it's more authentic, it's more real than it has ever been. I'm more sure, I'm more positive of where I'm going and what I'm capable than I have ever been. This is a major, major, major transformation. Yes, look at that, the Hangman. You helped facilitate this process in this person. The Death card, please, for Pisces. Wow. 10 of Wands with the Hierophant. This person, they were able to look at their blocks, at the things. This is that Rumi quote that I'm saying all the time, which is, seek not love, but seek instead the barriers you have built within yourself against it. That's what they have done. They have found the barriers within themselves that would have become an obstacle in this connection, and they have released it. They have closed out a cycle that has been really heavy and hard for them. And as a result, it's like they are ready to commit. Oh my God, with the crossed keys here, I just got like, this is the vibrational match. You're able to put your keys together for this commitment, for this higher level. You can join up as spiritual beings because you're on the same frequential level. This person's making a solid and stable offer. Yeah, there's definitely communication coming in. If you haven't talked to this person in a while, there's definitely communication coming in. Yeah, that's crazy. I just said if you haven't talked to this person in a while, and as I said that, here's the Hangman again. This person has a new perspective. We started off with that perception energy. That was the perception through the wounded ego. And you can see how we've worked through that and through really utilizing the energy of the Hangman, right? And now we're ready to communicate. Now we're ready to move forward. Now there's nothing stopping us from the 10 of Pentacles. Wow, underneath the 10 of Pentacles is the 4 of Wands. Whew, oh my, oh my. So there's a conversation here. Oh my gosh. So what is the conversation? And the Empress flies out. Oh my gosh. This person has, okay. Do you see your cards, Pisces? I mean, I just feel like, wow. I mean, if you watch tarot at all, just look at the cards, 2 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. I mean, this person is grateful for you. They are. And, what springs forth the energy of abundance more than gratitude? Nothing. And I feel like you're grateful for them. I feel like, there may have even been periods of time where you didn't think they existed or that they would come or that you doubted. And maybe, it brought about a huge transformation for you in the past where you just got to the place where you just didn't care anymore, where you were okay being by yourself and you were okay just being you with you. And that's the exact energy that kind of brought you into this Empress energy, where, you know, you could do for yourself, where you were an unlimited creator of your own life. And that may have been what this person was extremely attracted to with you, but they're coming in to tell you. I feel like they're coming in to like even tell you exactly how they see you or exactly how they feel about you. Because I asked, you know, what is this Eight of Wands? What is this conversation? And the Empress came out. The Empress is such a beautiful energy. You know, it's ruled by Venus, it's Libra and Taurus, but it is also an energy just of our own true limitless nature. And when it comes out in a relationship reading like this, it is saying, you know, there is a limitlessness when we release that human fear, that human wounded ego, and the perception of our human wounded ego. When I release it and you release it and we come together, then there is this unlimited space of how that can grow, what that can become, how that can transform. Not just us, but the world around us. And with the Hangman here, it's being clarified by this Four of Cups and this Knight of Wands, where, you know, I feel like to a certain extent, both of you felt that you had been very disappointed by who you found in this world, who you tried to love, and how it went. And I think maybe you both had sort of come to this place of, I'm just going to follow my passion in life. I'm just going to go after what I desire. I'm going to be true to myself and what I want. But with that energy, there is... oh, there's so many things that want to be said about that. With that energy, there is a superficiality to it, or there is a lack of depth. It's very one-dimensional. And with the Hangman here, it's like I can look back and I can see how I ended up in this space. And I can now see the one-dimensionality of the life that I had sort of contented myself to live for the rest of my life. But it's not to say there was anything wrong with that or anything that, but there is a deepening of a sense of gratitude for the other person that it's like you could not have ever had you not experienced that, had you not sort of come to that place. And now it's like that this person is like standing in front of you and you're looking at this future and you're starting on this path with that Ace of Pentacles towards this Ten of Pentacles. And you are seeing true partnership, and you're seeing a true soulmate, and you're seeing somebody who's actually showing up and actually able to give back to you exactly what you're able to give to them. And they see only you, they want only you. That we had the Fool card twice. They are as inexplicably drawn to you as you are to them. The level of gratitude that we feel when we find that is just next level. I mean, I don't even know how to describe it, but that's what I'm really taken by here at the end of this reading. It's just like, wow. I thank you for being you. You know what I mean? Kind of energy. Because I know where I was just a moment ago. And it's not that there's anything wrong with this, let me tell you. And in fact, there's a lot that's good about this and right about this, as long as we're not focusing on the disappointment, right? But there's just something so miraculous about this energy of the Two of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. I don't even really know how to describe it. And there's a real gratitude sense. So if you're in a position where you haven't met this person yet, what I suggest is that when you are manifesting it, or when you are thinking of this person or finding this person, focus on the gratitude that you feel when you do find them. I think that will bring them in faster. I think that will help you align with it. Just that absolute gratitude of having someone that can meet you as deeply as you've met yourself. And just, wow. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Let me get you guys some messages. Some readings they will leave me with something that lasts for a really long time, and I can tell this is one of them. All right. For Pisces, please, dealing with a water sign. Guys, do not comment, please, ever that I said air twice at the end. Earth and air sound very much alike. If I did say air twice, I don't need you to tell me. I just don't. There is nothing that is more annoying to me than that. I honestly, it's like, deal with it. Be a grown-up. I always say water, fire, earth, air. If it sounds like I'm saying air twice, know that I'm saying earth and air. If I make a mistake, I'm human. But like, deal with it. I swear, I literally, it is the most annoying thing. I almost stopped doing comments forever, or like these messages forever, because someone commented that yesterday on a video. I literally was like, okay. You know what I mean? Okay. So there's my message. Please take it. If somebody comments that again, I'm literally not going to do messages ever again. Because nothing annoys me more than that. I just gave you over an hour of my time, and you want to talk about that? Okay. And I'm not going to read anything that you write after that. If you're dealing with a water sign, you're getting doubting. You were so unexpected. See, I think this person thinks you're doubting a little bit because it's moved so slow or something like that, or they haven't been clear about their process along the way, and they don't want there to be resentment because of it. You have resentment. You are the one, and stuck. Yeah, I think they literally felt something, and they were like, I gotta figure this out. I gotta deal with this. Overall, it's gonna benefit this relationship majorly moving into the future. If you're dealing with a fire sign, old flames. What we have is soul recognition. This is definitely a soul connection. Secret, maybe it hasn't gone public yet, or maybe this person hasn't told you how they feel yet. You have passion, and I think something flipped in here. Let me just look. Yep. Guarded and nostalgic. I think this person, yeah, they were holding back. But again, it's like they were thinking about you the whole time with that nostalgic card. Okay. If you're dealing with an earth sign, I can't walk away. I remember everything you said. Be patient with me, please. Repressing and twin flames. If you are dealing with an air sign, suddenly all the songs I hear are about you. I am trying to figure things out. Excited. And hang on, I know something flipped here. I want to be vulnerable with you, and I am sending you telepathic messages. All right, guys, this is what I have for you today. Sorry about the little rant at the end. That's a part of being human. Anyway, gosh, I hate to say goodbye today. I don't know, that energy was just so sweet, and at the end, and I just feel like there's just absolutely no words for me to even be able to say it. But I'm telling you, if you want to fast track your situation, manifest from the space of that gratitude that you feel when you are looking that person in the eyes. That is your actual freaking person. That can show up, that can meet you where you are, that wants to, that sees your worth and your value. Wow, it's pretty amazing. All right, guys, this is what I have for you. I hope it helps. I hope it brings you some peace and clarity. Until next time, I send you off with all my very best. Always, always, always. Bye-bye.